Welcome everybody to Terminal 234. It's Fey on the mic with
Dolapo here. What's up? What's going on, people?
Not much. Oh, I thought you were gonna ask me. Usually you ask your host first, Dolapo.
Do I really?
At least from the last 20 episodes or so, that's what I thought.
No, I'm just chilling, man. What's up? What's going on?
Not much. Like I said, chilling as well. I'm actually very excited about this episode. You know why?
Why?
Because we have like a very special person in the room with us.
Hey.
Where's the person?
How about you introduce yourself, sir?
I go by Riflex, spelled Riflex. I am the co-host of Stuck in the Middle podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in IT as far as like, my regular
Your
job.
day job?
My day job where I make the money. And I'm an artist and an author.
Okay.
Nice.
True that.
Nice.
Making money. Because you just said he's IT. I know IT. They make money.
Right.
That's a big fat lie from the pit of hell.
Whoa.
Damn! He doesn't want people
money,
assuming things out
girls,
here.
man. You don't want girls to think you're making money.
Exactly, man. You gotta keep it low key out here.
Like, no. Just come on.
No, but I've actually been meaning to ask you. Reflex. Where did that name come from?
So Reflex is I got that name from. It's a long story. I'm from Cameroon. A friend of mine that is in Cameroon. His name was Reflex.
Okay.
And
so you stole somebody's name?
I didn't steal it.
Okay.
He blessed. He gifted me the name.
Bestowed it upon
when I started doing music, I didn't know what to call myself. The first name, I'm not even gonna mention it and don't ask. It was super corny.
Okay.
So I was like, bruh, I need a name. And he was like, yeah, just use Reflex, man. And but it means a reflection of Christ. That's what it means. I spell it with Riflex.
Okay.
And the X is a capital letter, which is like Christ. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's going on in the world, though. Just quick hits. What's up? What's new, Faye? Tell us what's going on in Hollywood.
Okay. I got some tea for you.
Mm-hmm.
We can start with Kylie, Travis, Tyga, that whole triangle issue, baby daddy.
I don't know anything about
everything. Okay, so just to give you some backstory, recently, I think beginning of October, maybe last week sometime, Kylie and Travis broke up.
Oh no!
Aww.
Wait, I thought it broke up like a couple weeks ago.
No, I mean at least it broke like I think beginning of October. I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if they were already broken up type of thing, but it wasn't confirmed. Maybe that's the way I should put it. It wasn't confirmed until the beginning of this month. But yeah, they recently broke up, and then soon thereafter she was spotted with Tyga.
Wow.
Like it took her, less than
a minute.
But yeah, I mean, according to her though, she came out with a tweet saying that everybody needs to settle down. Her and Tyga are not back together.
She put out a tweet?
Yeah, she did. She said she was just dropping 2 friends off at a studio.
Wait. I'm so confused. Back together. It's like she's the one that was with Tyga.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, you don't. Oh, okay. Maybe I should go even further back. She was with Tyga, like
I don't keep up with the Kardashians.
Like, what do you mean? You don't know Kylie? Yeah. Okay, let me rewind for you. They were together a long time ago. This is when she was like 17.
He's the one. Okay, that's the okay.
Yeah. Okay. So after he broke up with Black China, linked up with Kylie, they broke up. She linked with Travis. Her and Travis were together for a little bit. She had a child by him, and now they broke up and they were seen together. Her and Tyga were seen together.
Okay.
Again, she brought out a tweet saying, "Everybody chill out. I'm not back with him. I was just dropping off 2 friends at the studio, and me and Travis are actually on great terms," as she put it. That she's just concerned about keeping their friendship in line and keeping their child happy.
Okay.
So that's kind of the latest with that. I'm not gonna lie though, personally, I don't think you were dropping your friend off at the studio.
Why do you not think that? Do you know her life?
First off, you're too rich to be dropping anybody off.
That's the one thing about the whole breakup. It's like, damn, they got so much money. But
the thing is, they were never married, so
ain't no prenup.
There's no prenup. There's no conjoined bank account. They're all right. But
that kid is straight for life though.
For sure. Stormy is good. She got the bag for life.
Even though I still think it's not real. What's his name, kid?
You don't think it's Travis' kid?
That kid look a little too Asian, man.
Okay. Conspiracy theories out here.
I'm starting stuff.
We're still trying to figure out who Chloe's dad is. I don't know if you guys know this.
But please, let's not even delve into the Kardashians.
Okay.
I let you talk about them because I know you have to talk about them. But.
I mean, I just think it's interesting that like she again was back with or seen with her ex again shortly after breaking up. And this is like on the heels of being with Travis for this long and you never being in the same room as Tyga for this long, and now all of a sudden the moment you break up you're
dropping off.
I mean, to be fair, it's like even if they had a friendship, like you're gonna have some like respect for the person that you're with.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna be seen with him. Like
You're right. Yeah, so. You're right. Yeah. And apparently, they have mutual friends, her and Tyga. That is, they were together long enough that they probably did have established friendships.
It's like the Big Sean and what's that girl's name?
Ariana Janae. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the same thing, right?
I feel you. I'm not even like that bothered by it. I just think it's interesting, Just a bit of a side eye. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't care about these people.
Okay, fine. Let's move on. What's the next quick hit you want to talk about?
So switching up a little bit, some people that we do care about. I don't know if you guys heard about the guy that was killed like in his apartment by the female police officer.
Yeah.
It was very sad. His name is Botham Jean. So yeah, apparently recently the key eyewitness was killed in his apartment.
Yeah.
So that's like...
Yeah, Riflex was just telling us about this off mic.
I didn't know about it.
Justice for Joshua Brown, man, in Dallas. That happened in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So he testified in the whole trial. She gets 10 years, which you all like, what the heck? And of course, his Jean's brother, does the whole forgiveness thing, which a lot of people are like split over. But Joshua Brown, who was the main witness, got killed Friday in his own apartment in the same like complex and everything. So it's just like it's just sketchy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what you think happened though? Do you think like her friends got some?
I don't know. It's not no gang stuff. It's related to the case. I think.
You think? I don't necessarily think gang stuff, but I'm like I said, her friends, the person that killed Jane.
Especially in his own apartment. It's not like outside.
Exactly.
Straight bullet or it's in his apartment. He got shot in the mouth.
I do think it's very, very like crazy that it's like it's an uncomfortable coincidence, right? It's like what are the chances that this would happen to this person in this way at this time? But be careful with like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to jump down the road of like, okay, like we know that she wasn't like she might not be involved. Like it might just be some lunatic out there that was like, no, I have to protect police officers and this is my job and I'm gonna make sure. You don't know. People are crazy. Like that's literally just the conclusion.
There's some like really hate groups out here. Like somebody might have not been happy with a verdict, and it's like,
yeah. I mean, and I think that like the funny thing or the crazy thing about these hate groups, like they do things like this, like almost like for like cool points, if you will. Like it's almost like all the people that shooting people up and like putting it online, like to tell everyone, like I'm gonna shoot people up, like. It's like somehow they think that they're getting cool points. So like to me, like I wouldn't be surprised.
To get respect from the wrong people.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like not to make light of it, but that apartment complex needs to work on their security. I don't know how people just keep entering
and killing people.
Yeah, no, that's a big deal. I mean, like, we had like 3 people die in Dominican Republic, and they say you don't go to the country. Like this is like the exact apartment complex. Like nah, that's crazy. They need to figure something out.
For sure.
Yeah, you can't be safe anywhere. That's crazy.
Yeah, I do hope, whoever they are, though, they do get justice, too, so.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Give them 45 years each.
Yeah, right.
45 years, life.
As opposed to 10.
It took somebody's life, so
Make it life. Just be there forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
I do have a random detour. Have either of you guys watched Top Boy?
Yo, that's the show.
I haven't watched it yet.
That's all I've done this weekend.
Really?
Nah,
I've literally not left my house.
I've been watching Snowfall.
I watched Snowfall, so I finished.
Are you caught up to the second season?
Season 3. It's season 3 right now. They're already shooting season 4.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Yeah.
No, but Top Boy is dope.
You have to watch Top Boy. It's so good. Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
You want to talk about music? A lot of new music came out.
Yeah, especially considering we have a musician in our midst.
Yeah, man. We're not a lot of. Whoa, Rema did drop a EP. Is that what you call his name?
Rema, yeah. Rema,
he dropped the EP. It's buzzing. Shout out to Rema. Yeah. Music.
I think he just released his video for, I forget the name of the song, Bad Commando.
Oh, okay.
I think literally probably just came out like yesterday or something like that. So
it's funny. I've been reading a lot of like tweets and people saying Wizkid is getting exposed because of Burna Boy.
How so?
Like they say, Wizkid's music is not like, it doesn't have content, you know what I'm saying? Like, because Burna Boy's music has content. Like, Wizkid just dropped 2 singles, and people are like, they're not tough. I agree.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I don't want to argue with you.
I mean, personally, but I'm just gonna say.
But Wizkid, I would put a disclaimer. So Wizkid has a
actually.
stronger brand. He has his brand. He's forever a star. But
honestly, it's. I think it just kind of came up in two different times, in two different ways. Like, there are two different kinds of artists. Like,
different styles.
Wizkid really came out first, and Wizkid was like kind of like what Rema is trying to be is what Wizkid was. Like, he was like the young kid, and like he was basically like a first. And Burna is like the same thing in his own way, but he's literally like a one of one. Yeah. So Wizkid, like, there are people that are going to do what Wizkid is doing.
Facts.
Like, literally all the artists coming out now in Nigeria, local, a lot of them are just doing what Wizkid already did. Burna Boy is different because no one is really about to replicate what he's doing. Like, he's just like in his own lane. So I think what people are saying, like, for content, is not so much content. Like, some of it is content, but a lot of it is like just his style is just so unique that you shouldn't really compare him to anyone. Like, it's not fair. I think. But I love Wizkid too, though. We have to give Wizkid props.
Yeah, no. What I was gonna say is, like, personally, I definitely feel like I listen to Burna more, but I feel like you were mentioning
recently,
there.
though.
Yeah, and like I was gonna get there recently, and that's because, like, for the longest, Wiz had his lane, but now Burna is like the one capitalizing.
Let me ask y'all this though, because y'all Nigerians,
right?
Who is a Cameroonian artist that y'all know? I'm from Cameroon. I'll put you on the spot right now. Because when they talk about,
I know Riflex
because I'm sitting here and I said
like,
name one song.
I honestly don't know. Honestly, don't know any Cameroonian artists I can think of. I can't think of. Yeah. I'm sure there's like a rapper or two. But I can't think. It's funny because I have Cameroonian friends, but like,
because there's like a whole beef right now going on between M.I. Baga. And a Cameroonian rapper named Jovi.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, I'm not. That's why I'm laughing.
Because M.I. did a cipher with like his artist.
We didn't talk about Jovi. We talked about Vector.
You're right.
So like, there's a Nigerian artist Vector that responded. So we talked about that. We don't talk about no Cameroonian rapper. We didn't know about him.
That's you see.
I'm being real. I have never heard of Jovi before. So did he say his?
The way he said it, he was all talking about no Cameroonian. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think no respect at all. I don't think he means disrespect. We actually have this conversation on the mic often, where it's like we feel like it's kind of unfair. I at least feel like that. Like, the bias is definitely geared towards Nigerians when it comes to Afrobeats.
No, but I'm saying like Nigerians don't make any effort.
Yeah, and you're right. I feel like that's
to get exposed, not even to the outside world, to Africa, outside of Nigeria.
Right. So tell us a little more about Jovi and his beef for M.I.
So M.I. dropped a cipher, his crew, Chocolate Boys or whatever, and of course the biggest line in it was best rapper from Africa, and of course as a rapper. Me being a rapper as well, it's like, nah, you're not gonna say you're the best rapper from, especially as Cameroon is, building a music industry right now. And Jovi is like, one of the lead, J-O-V-I, by the way, is one of the leading producers, rappers from Cameroon. Right. So he, he goes on Twitter. It's like, nah, that's a false statement. You're not the best in Africa. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the
best. I have a
question.
What's your opinion before we get too far?
I think M.I. is a great rapper. Like, he's dope. He's one of the best, but not the best.
Who's the best?
From Africa,
yourself.
Yeah, of course, excluding myself. From Africa, the best rapper. Man, that's a. I would say M.I. is his top 5.
Who is the best? Not who's top 5. Who's the best? You already said that M.I. is not the best.
I say Manifest from Ghana.
Okay.
Damn, he's not the best. I don't know who I can put in the best category.
You know what?
Manifest is up there.
No, he is.
Manifest is up there.
Flip this really quickly. Excluding Nigeria and Ghana, because like they're the major players here, and Cameroon. Do you listen to music anywhere else? Everywhere. That's AKA from South Africa. Yeah, what's the young kid from South Africa? Nasty C. Okay,
he's dope.
Eliminate South Africa.
So what are you trying to get to if you eliminate all the?
I am joking, but the thing is, because he was trying to say that because we're Nigerians, we only listen to Nigerians.
Yeah, you see how he brushed up Cameroonian rappers. And
I feel like he has a point there.
No, but listen though, I don't mean to be disrespectful by doing that, right? But like, you mentioned Manifest. I know who Manifest is. Nasty C, like, I know. So when you said Cameroonian rapper, and I'm like, I've never heard of him. To me, again, it is disrespectful. Was like, okay, like, he's just not, like, he should have been in a conversation with M.I. because I've not even heard of him.
Yeah, and that's fair.
To be fair, like, a lot of Nigerian artists, a lot of Nigerian rappers, Ice Prince especially, I know someone that does it a lot. Like, they go make songs with other rappers from other African countries. I mean, it's just marketing. Like, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
And I've not heard. Again, maybe I'm just completely ignorant, but I haven't heard like a big feature with Jovi. So then when you bring up, we're talking about
because Cameroon, to be fair, Cameroon industry, urban music industry right now is in like the building stages.
Yeah.
Right.
I would go on the record and say that we're just we've only been doing urban music for like past 5-6 years.
Okay.
So when we talk about like the biggest of biggest, even though it's more so marketing where he puts himself. We talk about like Stanley, because he's done features for like bigger artists from Cameroon. But if we talking like like good rap, we mentioned the Jovi,
like quality,
like in bars. So Jovi did respond to MI. And MI has some words on Twitter, but he ain't dropped no track yet because he don't want that smoke. So
first of all, if MI has any kind of respect for him, he's going to respond. He just responded to Vector like.
Oh yeah. MI don't respect us. So, and I he's dope. So I don't.
Like that's literally that's why like the way I laughed, I imagine MI probably laughed a little bit like, whoa, like who are you?
Right,
why do you think that I'm gonna like? But it's a good move for Jovi. Like, I mean, now I know who he is, and I might check out his song and see what he did.
Yeah, man.
So. Yeah, what other new music came out? Oh, did you guys hear the Chris Brown song with Davido? He has like a new one that just came out. I forget what it's called.
Is it nice? Is it better than Blow Your Mind?
I don't think it's better, but it's nice though. It's a nice. I mean, I think we had like on the last episode we talked about like Chris Brown is one of the American artists that like makes a lot of very good African songs. Yeah. Like he understands, like he knows how to do it.
Yeah, it's not forced.
It's not forced at all.
Exactly.
Like he doesn't go on the song and try to like speak any other. Like he just does his own thing, but like it's perfect on the songs. So I think it's a good song. He just released a bunch of new music. I don't know what he's doing, but he's releasing music left and right. I mean, he is. Who else released music?
Speaking of music, though, I need the radios to stop playing Joanna, man.
Yo, I'm tired of that.
They must be everything to death.
Yeah, have you guys seen the memes where it's like Joanna comes on, like all the white people are hype and Africans are like, oh, DJ, don't play it again. Like
Joanna and Fall.
Yeah, Joanna and Fall. They've killed it to death. It's funny because we talk about Burna Boy, but like it's funny. I feel like his songs didn't really get that much radio play, but he somehow like just like his popularity like rose above like maybe not Davido, but like he's up there, but he didn't really get radio play like that. It's kind of funny, like
because he just has that like. I feel like star quality it factor where people are just like drawn to him outside of his music.
And in a funny way, he kind of like, I know it's not grassroots, but it's like the closest thing to like a grassroots type of like his songs are just like really good. But I mean, of course, he had a label pushing and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I think that's very interesting. Any other new music you guys want to talk about before we like switch
I will say this past weekend, the one album I've been bumping is Summer Walker's new album.
Okay.
That girl is weird, man.
Is she?
What does that mean?
I don't.
She's like music, interesting, like just like the way she talks.
Weird in a good way or weird in a bad way?
She's different. Like,
she's different.
You know what I'm saying? Like weird.
I'll take that
in an interesting way. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you watching interviews, it's like.
Yeah, I'll take that.
She talks like she's
different.
Yeah,
we can keep it. But her music is really good. It's really fresh, really airy. I just like it.
Yeah. All her songs like really short.
Yeah, really short and sweet. But I actually like that because I could get through the album 3 times in one night and not think about it. But it's really good. That's all. Okay. I'll leave it there.
Okay, if you say so. I'll listen to it one day.
Okay.
Never.
Yeah, no.
Right, he's not.
And I like her one song, the Girls. I actually just listened to that today. Girls Need Love Too. I skipped it though. I was like, okay, calm down. Like,
whatever.
Girls should not be saying this.
You see,
I'm just joking, guys. It's a joke.
Talking about Dolapo. Anyway.
All right, let's.
So, I guess kind of trailing off of the music vein, we might as well just start off by asking Riflex a few questions about himself, including his music career and where that is and where he hopes to be. Do you agree, Dolapo?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You ready to talk about it?
I'm ready.
Okay. So yeah, how about we start there? Let's start with that.
Yeah, I've been doing music for a lot of years, for a long time. Since like, I started off like writing poetry. Trying to get girls because that was the thing in Cameroon. Girls love poetry, and I would like ghostwrite for like my friends. And then when I moved here, we got on the cheese bus one time, high school, a yellow bus, and a bunch of my friends were going to record Americans. We were going to record one of them's house. I was like, yo, let me tag along, and then we did like a song on a Wale beat, like an old Wale beat. We took it to school the next day and we played it. We were seniors, and like people just loved it. And that feeling, I just love that feeling of like people loving the song, and then. I did a senior song. We did play there like this homecoming,
the
pep rally and all that. And I was just like, damn, I'm about to blow up. So I just started rapping from there. And I've gone, you know, through a lot of like different changes as far as like my content, from conscious to you know, hardcore rap, to Christian rap, to right now I do Afrobeat, but it's all like centered on like my beliefs and things like that.
Okay. Yeah. So you said right now you do Afrobeat. So like, what are some of like your like influences from the beginning though that like you looked up to?
I've always looked up to Joe Budden. That's
really?
Yeah, that's my favorite rapper.
Is he your number 3 favorite?
Number 3.
Do you listen to the show?
I don't like his show at all.
Really?
Yeah, like I love his music, hate his show.
Wow,
yeah, the
that's
show
interesting.
Yeah,
I love his show.
Yeah. So she was making a joke because there was the list, there was a top 50 list, and someone had like they had him as number 3.
Yeah.
So like, he was hype about that.
That stuff was just for clout. People were just doing random stuff.
Of course.
Well, yeah, but it's not like for you to say Joe Budden is an influence of yours. That's not a name that you kind of hear often when it comes to that. So that's why I was like, oh, okay. I guess he's high up there on your list.
Yeah, okay. I do it right now. I do Afro trap. It's like, you know, Afro beats being like an umbrella for like Afro fusion music. MHD, who's killing it in France, is in jail right now. Free my man MHD. Okay. He's doing Afro trap. I want to say who else is doing Afro trap out here.
There's actually a lot of artists. I can think of Nigerians. Yeah, but you see, I'm talking about Nigerians now. So
Nasty C is doing kind of Afro trap.
He is.
MHD. So
Black Bones. He's kind of talking about MI a little bit. I think that's what he does really.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists. Yeah. So that's what's up. So what do you like for you doing music? What's like the most important thing that you want to get across? You kind of said it's about who you are. So like right now, what do you think like the messages in your songs like you want to convey more than anything else?
Like my music is very different as far as like, you know, core beliefs. Like I just dropped an EP, So Much Love 2. So Much Love 1, we dropped that October 2018. So Much Love 2 came out sometime this year. Okay. It's just like I just, you know, everything's just based around like my beliefs, you know, Christian values. Like I talk about like, you know, waiting to marriage for sex, you know what I mean? Things like that. I talk about it in my music, just love, life, you know, some relatable stuff, you know, like that. The next Afrobeat has in it, but you know, just more cleaner.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up.
Cool, yeah.
That's what's up. And I also like, I don't know, I saw you perform at
the Trifecta.
Were you there?
I was there, yeah. So it was funny because actually when you hit us up, I was like, oh my god, I had him on our list of people that we should hit up one day, like when we're ready to like hit people up like crazy. So yeah, I saw you perform. You're pretty good. I want to say you were like the first or second person to perform.
I think I was like a second.
You performed.
I was trying to push it and like be like the last. You know?
Everybody always wants to close it out. Yeah.
Did you stay to the end?
I stayed to the end.
Okay, because I'm about to say like I don't know if you know, by the end like people were actually kind of dead, so you probably didn't really want to be the last person. Because by the end, people are like.
Yeah, I've learned from like, you know, a while ago. It's like if I'm at a show, I don't care. Put me first. I don't care. I'm always gonna kill it.
Exactly.
Always.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think your set was like the most hype. No, your set was like, if I'm being completely honest, it was like the second most hype one.
I think
it was Old Slice was like the most hype, at least to me. Because I never heard of any. I had never heard of like. You heard like a couple other people that performed. I thought she was a hypest. You were like right behind her. I thought you were like the second hypest.
Yeah, Old Slice is nice. Shout out to Old Slice.
Yeah, she was really good.
And the sound wasn't really great, but shout out to One Tribe Mac for having us, man.
Yeah, no, it's a really cool event. Yeah. We're like friends with like Aya and all them. So
he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, no, he is. I mean, I think we're all kind of our visions are all kind of aligned ultimately,
right?
Which is what's really cool. But we kind of talked about earlier. You talked about what you do like full time, like what pays the bills at least for now is IT. And I think the topic I want to talk about today is like the side hustle.
Right.
So for you, like, is music a side hustle? Like, would that be a fair description?
I would honestly say no, because like recently, music for me is, and I've this is the second platform that I'm saying. It's music to me right now. It's like back burner. Like I'm you know, like almost like not quitting, but like retiring from music.
Okay.
Really?
Because you know, just you know, my main job, my 9 to 5 is what I do in IT, and then also the podcast where I'm co-host that the podcast that takes a lot more, you know, precedent over music right now for me. And also like just my job, but you know, music has always been a side hustle. At one point, it was like I was very close to just making it a full-time thing. But between the podcast, me being an author, writing my first novel, and my job. I think music, I'm to the point right now where I'm just having fun with it. Like as far as like putting out a full-time project, EP or album or whatever, I don't think people are gonna hear that from me anytime soon. But I'm still doing features and videos heavily. Like I got features back there. People want me to be on the song. Since I'm having fun doing that kind of stuff now.
Would you say Stuck in the Middle is now your main side hustle?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Right. And what went into the decision of making that the side hustle over music?
I'm just getting old. You know what I mean, and like just getting to a point where it's like, man, I've had a lot of good amount of success doing music. Like, I haven't blown up to the point where, like, I'm a household name or anything, but I've had so much fun doing music, performing like a lot of places and crowds, and right now I'm just just happy to be on other people's songs. And Stuck in the Middle, we've been doing it, the podcast, if you're unfamiliar people listening and watching right now, it's
check it out.
It's a platform for entrepreneurs, innovators, and creators from African descent. It's a weekly podcast, a video podcast, and also we have audio section. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. Well, we just host people on a weekly basis, talk about their ideas, talk about their movements, their struggle, and just breaking the barriers from typical doctor, lawyer, engineer, being a disgrace to the family, and having incredible fun doing it with an incredible team. Shout out to Alex, who's in the building right now. I call him Alex, but his real name is Achiri. My brother, who's a co-host, AK, Uncle AK, and Charles.
But I've actually listened to a good amount of the episodes, and like you're saying, it's something to be I guess reckoned with when it comes to our community. I think it's a really good podcast. It provides a platform to those who are looking outside of just the typical realm of what they can do to be successful, what they could do in their community and all that. And I think you guys are like 200 episodes in?
Yeah, like 280 something right now.
Yeah, so that's quite a bit. I can see that being like maybe a main focus at some point in your life. Is it like a passion of yours?
It's funny though, because when I just to answer your question earlier too, not to skip over that, like when music, me shifting from music to writing and podcast, like I said, it's just just getting old and growing and just trying to bringing income from different places. Just growing. It's just growing. You know what I mean? Like there's just so many people doing music now. Just like, hey, I'll be on your song if you want. But as far as like me personally doing it, I'm just not there, mentally. But yeah, with Stuck in the Middle podcast. I'm sorry, I forgot the question.
No, I'm just saying it's like a passion of yours.
100. I was gonna say when I was initially brought onto it, we launched the podcast February 5th, 2017. I have a background in television and radio. And my brother and shout out to Sarah Hines, he lives in California right now, who are the original OGs and the founders of the podcast. They just brought me on to do what you're doing, the technical stuff, because that's what I did for and behind the scenes stuff. And it's just Hans eventually moved out to California, and my brother, he was left as the only host, so I just kind of slid in there to fill the gap, and just was having fun doing it. The team grew. We brought other people, help PR managers, all that other stuff. And I've been having a ball doing it to the point out where my brother, he's out of town on a mission, and I'm the sole host right now. And I'm just having a ball doing it, and the one thing though is that it's fulfilling, like hearing people, feedback from me, like people's lives getting changed. That's what I'm saying, like you get that from music, but like I'm talking like stuff, like even my life has been changed through this podcast. So it just fuels me to want to do it more and more and more.
One thing I want to kind of talk about a little bit is having side hustles, right? So I'm a person, like I have a couple side hustles too. How do you know like when to switch your side hustle to your main hustle? Or like you kind of talked about, like you switch like your number 2 and number 3 side hustle and say, okay, like this is number 2 now. What, like, is it about what you're getting from it, or is it about just your interest in it, right? Because you talked about you were doing pretty well with music. It's not like the music wasn't doing well, but is the podcast just doing better? Is that why you're switching? Or is it just, okay, the podcast could do better? Like, like what goes into that kind of decision? I don't know, it's for anyone. It's not just you. I don't want it to like. It's not. Yeah, Faye, why don't you say something?
What's your side hustle? What's your side hustle, by the way?
So for me, I would say this is a side hustle for me.
Okay, yeah.
Definitely. I also do like, I'm a tutor, so that's like, that's literally that's a side hustle. More for like tutor? Money. Yeah, like after school, but yeah, math. I'm Nigerian. It has to be math.
It's like,
has to be math. So I do math. Yeah, and a couple other things like I'm looking to get into. I told you guys earlier, I have like another podcast that I do, like a sports one. So yeah, I mean, I'm really trying to. So this podcast is under the umbrella of INTUNE. INTUNE is like I want to call it like the media company, if you will. So that's really
what I was asking earlier.
That's really what I want to build up. I want to like just have a bunch of different programs that don't even necessarily include me. That is just like go under the umbrella so as a place that, hey, if you want anything related to anything like this, just go there. So that's like a big side hustle. It's a bigger project. So that's going to take time. But yeah, those are like the side hustles I can think of right off the bat.
But to answer your question, Dolapo, for me, I feel like side hustles, there's a ladder, if you will. I feel like you don't really become a side hustle until you can financially boost my life, if you will. So right now, this is more fun for me, and hopefully it becomes a side hustle in the future. Does that make sense? And I think that's when the arrangement of which ones are taking precedent over the others come into play. Like the more money or the more funding is needed for it, the more profit I can make from it. All the money stuff kind of.
So do you think that a side hustle has to come with money?
Yeah.
No, that's what I was saying. It's like there's a ladder might not be the.
You think so? Okay. Like, so you don't think like there is like any value? Let me not say value, but you don't think there's anything to be like, this is my side hustle. I'm not making money from it now. Maybe I'll never make money from it later. But this is just something like I want to do. Like, or you just think that's like a hobby?
Just a hobby.
I think it's a passion hobby.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know, a passion hobby can certainly grow into
a side hustle. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, hustle, inherent in the word hustle is like you're putting a lot into it to get something out of it.
Right.
Not to get you're putting a lot into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I also think, I guess an extension of that is to see what you could get out of it. Usually you're not hustling just for the hell of hustling.
Yeah.
Usually you're hoping to get something, like you're supposed to see fruits of your labor. And usually that comes with money. But it could also come in fulfillment, like you were saying earlier, which is why I then said, I hope it grows into like the main type of side hustle, but for now it's more of a...
It always starts as a passion hobby. Side hustles, and then eventually, like we speak to guests every week, people who, and that's where the name comes from, stuck in the middle, always trying to move from point A to point B, where they have a full time and they have a business, an entrepreneur business that is doing really good. Yeah. And just trying to transition from making it a side hustle into that full time, and also speaking to people who are full time entrepreneurs and stuck in between, raising their first million, raising their first 100,000, and going off of savings or just day to day sales from whatever product or whatever they're doing.
No, I think definitely for me, like, I agree with you guys. I just was asking to ask, but I agree that it really does start as a hobby more than anything, and the goal is, at least for me with my side hustle, is to make money from it and to be able to influence things in different like realms of the world. I think that's important to like know what you're doing it for, because a lot of times, like you said, like if you're just doing something to do it, then it's not really a side hustle. Like it's a hobby, like you're just doing it for fun.
But
it's not going anywhere.
I did want to speak on something that Riflex just mentioned. I don't necessarily think that a side hustle always has to be born from a passion hobby, in the sense that like somebody who's doing Uber, for instance, that might be their side hustle.
Oh, definitely.
I don't necessarily think you're passionate about that, or like DoorDash. You're not passionate about giving people their fries. You know what I mean?
It's a nice paycheck.
It's a nice extra paycheck. So I do think like I also think that there's value in those side hustles too. Like maybe you just do want that extra income just to buffer whatever your bank account looks like, and to help you.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think anyone our age should be side hustle less. Like you need to have at least one side hustle, probably two, because the way I think about it, my mentality is like, while we're young is the time that you can try a million things.
Right.
Like you can like he's saying he's did music for a while, now he's gonna maybe take a step back. Like you don't want to be started to get into music when you're 40. Like that's not the time to be like, oh damn, I always love music. Let me see if I can play. At that point, like you've lost so much time. Like and you probably have a family now. Like while you're young, you don't have a family to like have to take care of. Like you need to be on a bunch of side hustles, and a lot of them are not going to work just naturally. But the more you try, the higher your chances are, and like you figure out as you go along, like, all right, like this is the one I need to be focusing more on because I care more about this, it gives me more money, X, Y, Z. Right. So I don't know, because it's funny because a lot of people, like a lot of adults that I know, they always like make fun of me and say like, oh, like what job are you going to today? Like, stuff like that. Yeah. But like I can't imagine not doing that. I can't imagine not working at least 2 jobs at a time. Because it's like, what am I going to be doing? I'll just be home.
For as long as I've known Dolapo, like in his adulthood, like that's been his life since
Like working 2 jobs,
yeah. I mean, but the thing is, okay, like I have my engineering.
You got
job.
kids?
No kids, no family, no anything. So this is time to do it. But like I have my engineering job, I have the tutoring job, but it's not stressful. Like for me, it's just literally an extra paycheck. It's cool to help kids, but it's not stressful. I teach them stuff that I already know. I help them with their homework. It takes a couple hours a day. Like why wouldn't I do that for like literally to get money? Like you get paid for it. It's not like a free thing. I don't know. I just think a lot of like I see a lot of people that just like go to work, come home,
turn up.
They don't have a family or anything, so they have
it's go to work, they're doing. Happy hour. Crash, repeat.
It's like
you're spending more money doing that.
Waste. Right. Definitely. Yeah. No, weekends I don't have work. Like I spend more money. I'm like, why am I spending money when I didn't work? Like I should not be spending money this weekend. So no, I just think it's important. Like I'm a huge like supporter.
Okay, well, would you be saying this though if you were making six figures or what? Like, is there a benchmark for you? Like, if I make this much off of one job, I don't need to have a side hustle.
I think that honestly that there is. And there is for two reasons, right? Because actually, this is like part of my story about adults always disturbing me. Is I always laugh at them and I say like, you only have one job because you're rich. Like if you were poor, you would be working more jobs. But honestly, like there's a part of like, okay, time wise, I want to work multiple jobs. Like I just want to be busy. But if I'm making $1 million a year or whatever, and then my side hustle is going to be something that makes me $20 an hour, like I'm probably not really. I might do it just for the fun of it, but it's not like a side hustle in the sense of like I'm gonna get money out of it. You know what I mean? Like at that point, like okay, like I don't need the side hustle for that. But that's why I went back to like my initial question. Like a side hustle could fulfill multiple things. So it's not just money. Like it could literally just be like I really just enjoy doing this. Like I know people that like have like really good IT jobs and switched and like are doing photography now. Because and it's not like they're not making money, but it's like they were making a lot of money, but they just cared about that too.
Passion.
Right. Yeah, because I was gonna say for me, I don't think a side hustle is just like the money thing. It is a lot of getting fulfillment out of it. Like what you were mentioning earlier, Reflex was mentioning how the podcast does give him fulfillment. And same with this. I feel like
brings a check too, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right, because I do think like all three of us, like you mentioned that you're in engineering, Dolapo, Reflex is in IT, and then I'm in like the risk management financial type of thing. So I don't think any of us are necessarily in a position where like if our side hustle stopped today, we would like feel like the world is crashing around us, right? Like we have like a consistent paycheck. So I feel like for us, a lot of our side hustles and what we're interested in doing on the side are things that, one, maybe you're tutoring kids, so you enjoy that, or it's a podcast that you hope could become like a passion / career and things of the sort. Like I don't necessarily think people in our position, in our age group, in our circumstances are really doing the side hustle that is strictly about money. But I don't want us to forget those people too.
Oh no, of course. No, I don't think it's just about money, honestly. Like the money is nice. It's nice to have a plan to make money be part of it if it's possible, but I mean you should not do something because you're not going to get money out of it. Like it usually takes a while for you to get money anyway. Like you're not just gonna start it and be getting money. Like you have to build up to a place where it's profitable or there's like income from it. Like, even with podcasts, like anything like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I think everyone should be looking for their.
I'm happy though. Like you know, our age, this generation is a lot more open to that. You know, having extra form of income.
Definitely.
So that's the dope thing. You know. Yeah. I see a lot more people open to that, and that's why we're able to have a platform like Stoke Mill because a lot more people are doing that and. I think it's a dope thing.
No, it is, and I think it's important that we like, especially as Africans, like we kind of support each other because a lot of times, like in the past, I feel like there wasn't a huge support.
Still isn't.
Yeah, but I think it's growing, and I think that that's what like our platforms are really about. Is like, hey, let's support each other. Let's like build up each other. Let's like just give someone a pat on the back. Like, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Like you might not be doing the most right now, but it's something, and we see you. We recognize that. Right. I think that's huge.
Nah, yeah, you're right.
I mean, I feel like your podcast is like a mecca of all of the type of side hustles there could be and all of that. Do you have like a favorite guest or a favorite circumstance that you've heard about? Good question.
Man, yeah, I get this question asked a lot. We've spoken to a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people from different walks of life, old, young, female, male, gay, straight, all kinds of entrepreneurs, all kinds of people. Every guest brings, a incredible different perspective of, what it means to be a business person, what it means to be a creative, what it means to be a mover, what it means to be a shaker. My personal favorite episode is one with a guest by his name is George Chuba. Just because that episode changed my life, like for the better. Yeah. The person I am today is because of that episode and because of that person. Did not know him before that episode. Most of the guests that we have on, when we started doing this, of course, the guests we had on were like people we knew.
Exactly.
I think when we launched this in February 5th of 2017, it was just we we taped on Sundays at that time. It'd be like for the first couple months, it'd be like Friday and we don't have a guest. It's like, damn, what the hell we about to do? We don't, you know, so we don't want to just get on the mic. Yeah, we're scrambling. But now we're to the point, but you know, by God's grace, we're booked till December. And like, you know, looking at January dates. But George's episode, you know, personally, did not know him. A lot of people we speak to I don't know them. You know, I spent a week. You know, we spent a week just studying the person, doing a lot of research. You know, so have questions for that guest because it's a guest-driven podcast. We just there to facilitate the conversation, and man, he has come to be like a really good person. But I just say that only to say it's not my like favorite or the best. Just because it personally impacted me. But not every episode. Some episodes have been trash, but because the guests were trash. But it's been great episodes, man. My mind just goes to a lot of episodes.
So you said George Chuba. What does he do? I mean, just tell us a little bit about him. I know it's not about him.
He owns a business that he contracts to the government. And it's so he basically, you know, gives a lot of people jobs. We're talking about Africans really making it out here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is a job creator. And you know, I've been blessed to be one of those people. So yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah. If you want to learn more, you know, go on stuckinmiddlepodcast.com or SITM, youtube.com/SITM podcast, and just scroll through and find something. You'll guarantee wherever you are in life. This is the beauty about this podcast. I think I was just on Twitter the other day, and somebody said their auntie, you know, right now Scrum, Agile Scrum is like a big thing. Huge thing right now. Yeah. We had like Kate Chow. She was one of our guests. She's, you know, certifying 30 people like monthly, you know, changing people's lives. And I think somebody tweeted their auntie, who's like well above in age, just pivoted and did Scrum, getting her certification. She went through Kate's school, and you know, she's killing it right now. I'm talking like a 50-something-year-old lady. So those are the kind of feedbacks that we hear on a weekly basis. Yeah. It's like people's lives getting changed. People, you know what I'm saying, like getting connected. The biggest thing about it is that network and the resource. Right. Exactly. And I wish more people would tap into it. It's a huge resource. It's like a database. You go whatever it is that you have a passion for or looking for, whether it's a tailor, whatever it is. I don't care what it is. Yeah. You go, and this is just, I'm not saying this because it's my platform. No, but I use it too. You go on there, you're bound to find somebody who can point you somewhere where you're gonna, you know, move further.
And I think we can all agree, though, that like a side hustle is something that could be difficult to stick to, especially if you're not getting that immediate fulfillment. But I heard you say like some of the episodes have been trash or whatever the case. Like, what are some of the like what are some of like the growing pains that you guys felt like and that you think people could learn from maybe?
As a creator of the podcast, or just like an episode?
I mean, how about both? Give me something about just in general being a creator, and then specific to.
This is like one of a bad episode. For example, we had a guest. The guy he was a tattoo artist. My brother just felt, you know, it was gonna be a dope episode to have a tattoo. Interesting perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a tattoo artist. You know, out here, you know, got a shop, killing it. Guy showed up and he was just stoned out of his mind. You know, like you know what I'm saying? Like we're very. It's a professional environment. You know, we're gonna host you guys very soon. You know, our environment. We hold a very We hold our standards. You know, every week we're like, yo, let's do better than that. Yeah. Guy showed up high as a kite. Ain't no problem with that if you want to turn up, but bro, you know, and you know, every question was just like talking to the wall. Exactly. Yeah, and you know, midway we're just like, all right, this is done. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so there was that. I think that was the worst in the pendulum. Yeah. But just as a creator of the platform, there's some episodes where you have like a guest, you know, especially when we were growing, you find a book like a guest who has a lot of clout, and you're like, man, when they share this, you know, so we about to get subscribers, and they don't share it at all. You're just like, dang, why would you come to a podcast, you know, so why would you go somewhere and not at least say I was here, things like that. So that's just a personal grab that I have with a lot of guests. But you know, we've grown. We have a team right now. You know, we support each other. We work very well with each other. But being that it's a weekly podcast, there's some days where it's a side hustle. You know what I mean? There's some days where it's just like, I don't feel like doing this. It's hard. I'm sure some days you're like, I don't feel like teaching the kids. There's some days where you're like, I don't feel like coming here to talk to, you know? Yeah. It happens all the time. Yeah, you just gotta wake up and just keep doing it. Just know that it's, you know, you signed up for it.
Exactly. Yeah, and eventually it's gonna work out. Like, it's gonna work out for the best. I think that's really the takeaway point with side hustles. Like, you have to keep doing it for it to be successful, and it will be successful eventually. Like, So,
Thanks, right.
yeah, no, thanks a lot for being on here. I want to kind of switch. I think we should do shout outs. Yes?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Yes?
Yes, we should do shout outs. Let's do it.
Let's do shout outs. So, who we shouting out?
Okay, let's start with our UFC guy, Israel.
Yes. Israel Adesanya.
Adesanya, the style bender. Shout out to that boy, man. He
Yeah,
kicking some
shout
butt right
out.
now, man.
No, that guy's a beast, man.
Yeah.
I follow him on Twitter. He's a good follow on Twitter, too.
I'm about to disappoint my Cameroonians and say Nigerian to carry last.
But we know this is true. We know it's true. They shouldn't be
big fat lie.
Yeah.
People carry last in the area of rapping. It's like, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Yo, it's not about MI. Black bones. It's Black bones that's gonna come and get you.
He's giving us a B team. Not even a C team.
But I think you also had another shout out that you might have a little bit of a question mark on top of.
Oh, why are you gonna say that?
I'm putting you out there. People. I'm putting you out there.
No, we're shouting out Allyson Felix because I don't know what she did, so you should say it. But she broke records, I heard.
Yeah, Allyson Felix broke records. Yeah, she broke 2 records. That's my wifey, man.
Okay, someone's wife. Yeah,
I know.
Someone's mother.
I know.
Okay.
Like,
continue.
But she got married, had a kid. I was like, damn.
You were too slow.
It's all good.
And shout out to her, man. Shout out to female athletes that are doing that.
Because
it's a lot, giving birth and then coming back and doing all like.
That's the record she broke. First woman to as a mother to win a gold, and also she got more medals than Usain Bolt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I wish they would have told me this. I would have literally believed that. Because they just said she broke records. I was like, she did not break his record. I'd have heard about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
now I'm with it. Okay.
I just want to do a quick, self promo. Shout out. I'm writing a book. It's working title right now. No title is launching May 5th. So
Oh, you have a date but no title?
I can't put out a title yet. It's way early.
Okay. Is it fictional, non-fictional?
No, it's not fiction. It's it's a novel based on true events.
Okay.
And the story is based on tribal bubbles, xenophobia, and just I don't know we're from in Nigeria.
Lagos.
What tribe?
Yoruba.
You Igbo?
Same. No, Yoruba.
So just like saying like a Yoruba, dating or marrying an Igbo, and like that tribalism, like where. At one point, it was still now. There's some struggles there,
of course,
East and West Africa. And so there's a lot of people going through these things, tribal bubbles. Even here in the diaspora, it's a real struggle. Like relationships getting broken, blood, sweat, and tears are getting shed over things like this. So it's I think it's a conversation that we need to have. I think the book is gonna bring a lot to light. So I'm just excited to write it.
Yeah,
it's in the editing stage right now. May 5th, we're dropping it. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Let us know. Update us about it. We'll definitely support in any way we can.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, is there going to be an audio version or am I asking?
Yeah, there's going to be definitely. It's going to be an audio version, paperback.
Okay, I'll listen to the audio. I listen to audiobooks.
Yeah, definitely, man.
That's how I will listen to it. But I will listen.
Appreciate it.
I will.
Yeah.
No, but do you want to plug anything else, like your handles?
Yeah. Follow me personal handle. I am Riflex. IMRIFLEX. Visit SITMpodcast.com. We appreciate the love. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Of course.
Stuck in the middle. Talking about music. Look up Jovi. Look up Riflex. You put
Jovi before yourself. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So Much Your Love is streaming right now. That's my EP. So Much Your Love 1 and 2. It's dope stuff. I think I got more Ghanaian and Nigerian people love the music on there than Cameroonians because the sound. So check it out. Yeah. But yes, SITM Podcast on all social media platforms, and we look forward to having you guys on our platform.
Yeah, we look forward to being there.
Can't wait to be there.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a good week.